Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Anna. I am investment advisor and I worked in the investment company with the stock market. I analyzed a lot of companies from USA or USA, so from America, and because of my work, I can describe you the difference between trader and investor, because very often we don't understand the key aspects that are not similar, and I think that this video would be very useful for you. To begin with, when we talk about stock market, it is quite volatile and not so successful financial market. There are a lot of risks there, and actually, because of my practice, I can say that I didn't see rich traders at all. So if we can compare traders with somebody else, I would tell that they are more like startuppers, because they don't have a lot of money, and it is in comparable. So if we compare these two aspects, very often very rich people are not traders. They have their own business, or they work in government or in some big companies. And trader, we can talk about two kinds of traders. The first one is when, for example, a very young boy wants to earn money, study at university or working somewhere else, and he analyzes the stock market by himself. And there is another kind of trader. It is more fundamental thing when people work in investment company and they are traders because of education, because of practice, and they are working for the company, and they think about not their own money but the big amount of money from the company. And this is a big difference, because the first one, trader, is not so successful very often. It is very difficult to win the stock market, and he or she doesn't have really big resources to make to accept right decisions very often. And trader in investment company, they see the documents of different companies. Of course, the first one can see these documents too, but very often traders, professional traders, they have a big experience. Sometimes they can have a lot of degrees and some exams. So they passed international exams, and they think more about stock market using inner resources of investment company. So there are a lot of moments that are not described in the society, but some companies can have opportunities to see the documents of some companies, or they have special websites, so they pay a lot of money. Very often companies have subscription to a very expensive analytical websites, for example Bloomberg, and that is why very often the trader teenager or person very young, or those who don't really work in investment company, they don't have they can't afford such resources very often. So it is more about professional sphere in the investment world. But if we talk about investors, it is more about people who are not working in investment company. They are clients and they have their own business that is not connected with investment world very often. So there are some examples that when a person is the owner of venture fund and he wants to invest in stock market, so that person can be more involved in this sphere and he would be investor. But very often I worked with clients and they are not so connected with financial markets at all. They know a lot of details. They are professional people in their own specific theme. For example, oil business or connected with real estate when they build buildings, or have a very successful, I don't know, maybe another kind of business. It doesn't really matter. And these people, they are in this level. And if you want to understand really stock market or other investments, financial markets, you should be here. You should know the details, the specific of this sphere, and that is why investors, they very often have already money, and traders, they want to earn money because of stock market, for example, and investors, they have special resource of income from which they take money, and they have some percentage of money that they want to invest in the stock market, for example. And that is why, if we're talking about the difference between these two people, the second, the investors, they don't think about a very successful examples of stock market. Very often they very rich and really good clients, the adult people, they think more practical, realistical, and they understand that 5 or 10%, it depends on the economical situation in your country and in the world. They understand that it is quite good percentage of profit, and that is why they earn money from another resource very often, and it is more about passive income that is not so high. They can earn a lot of money because of this passive income, but the percentage of them would not be, for example, 100% each year. No, it is unbelievable very often. Or it is like a fraud if we talk about a very high percentage of profit. And another difference between trader and investor is connected with the time. Very often trader can have manipulations with stock market in a short period of time. They can make money because of using some instrument, and the time could be 1 day, one hour, 1 day, maybe 1 week or 1 month. But if we're talking very often about investors, they are more focused on long-term period, and they can think about like decision, for example, 1 month, more than 1 month, 1 year or 5 years. Very often it is a long-term period that they can give their instruments to work. Another a very interesting difference between these two kinds of players in the stock market is connected with variety of instruments and financial markets. Very often when we talk about traders, it is more connected with stock market. Of course, we can think about currency market too, but very often the big percentage of all instruments are connected with financial markets like stock markets, for example, bonds, stocks, or something like that, futures. And if we talk about investors, they have a big variety of financial markets. I worked in company connected with stock market, but now I'm more focused on being investment advisor. So I try to be a professional person using those who use different financial markets, analyze them, and can make decisions because of knowledge of all whole side of situation. And so very often investors, they can think about venture, more about art. Sometimes very rich people can think about art as an investment. Then they can think about diamonds. And of course, investment world is so developed, and there are a lot of different markets. And actually, if we talk about investments in the whole, we can think about anything like an investment. So you can invest your time, you can invest money into some company. It is more about venture, but not so connected with venture. It can be like a business, so people can invest their money into different sources, and that is why there is a big difference between these two people. And I think that this video is very useful for you. I really recommend you to be investor, not trader, because in my practice I didn't really see a very rich traders. It is very difficult to earn money because of this. It is very high risky and emotional work. It is very hard, and I don't really want to be a trader at all. And very often, very rich people, they earn money because of business or because of their knowledge in some specific theme. And so I hope that you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you later.